Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Dave Williamsen. Welcome to a very special edition of WACOSA News. Today, we're taking you on a trip to the state capitol to hear from our legislators and advocates. And now let's go to the scene with reporter Cory Broda.
I'm Cory Broda from WACOSA, and we're here at the Capitol.
Can you tell me how this feels?
I think it's a really exciting day to be here, a part of this really fun rally that we all put together. I hope that we really make a difference today.
I do too.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
I'm Cory Broda, and I am interviewing Senator Aric Putnam. Aric, it's great to see you again.
Thanks for letting me hang out with you, Cory.
What can we do to make sure everyone in our communities can get education and jobs opportunity and no one is left out?
You know, the best thing to do is what you are doing right now, is coming down to the Capitol and making your voice heard and being engaged, because that's how you let senators and legislators and governors and all those people know where the resources need to go. So your being here is the first step.
We always need more caregiving staff in our homes and at our jobs. What do you think can help this?
Well, here's the thing that bothers me about that. And I've been hanging out with COSA for a pretty long time. And every time I do, everyone who's there tells me how important their staff is and how under-supported they are. And for too long, we think that we can compensate people just because they care. A lot of the people who work with you guys do it because they care. And people in government think, oh, well, you care enough, so we don't actually need to pay you. That's not the way this is supposed to work. I think we need to support care industries and the people who do that care because they're special people.
Today is WACOSA's 60th anniversary. How have you seen WACOSA impact the community?
You don't look 60 to me at all, Cory. How did you turn 60? I think it's great. The impact that WACOSA has in our local community is massive. It's tremendous, not only in the help and the opportunities that it provides for its clients, but in the places where you guys work. You end up making those places stronger too.
What can be done on legislative level to help improve mental health service in our community?
So much. I think one of the first things we need to start doing a little bit more is getting more people into the industry to do this kind of stuff. Sort of like we were talking about before. We don't have enough people who are trained mental health counselors. We don't have people who want to go into that industry because it doesn't pay very well. You don't get treated real well. So we need to make it easier for people to go to school to do this stuff, to do this kind of work, and we need to support them when they do. And we also, I think, need to do a lot more work on diagnosis. A small mental health problem can become a giant one if we don't catch it and talk to people first.
How do we make sure that service for people with disabilities stays strong into the future?
Like I said earlier, it's exactly what you're doing right now. It's pressure, it's presence, it's engagement. The more often you're in the Capitol, the more your legislators you're talking to, the more annoying you are, the better you are. So cause a ruckus. Come down here and cause trouble, and that's how you get attention.
Thank you for the interview, Senator Putnam.
I just want to say to the legislators to invest in people with with disabilities. Invest in us. Invest in us.
So what's your name and what's your message?
So, Cory, thank you for having me. My name's Eric Black. I'm the president and CEO of MDI. My message is about how important it is for our legislators to understand and see the people with disabilities behind the work that they do. There are a ton of bills that they are seeing. They have over 100 between the House and Senate that are related to disability and accessibility. And I think it's just so important that they get a chance to see their constituents that are within their districts that those bills support. So I'm out here. MDI has about 75 people out here today because we just think it's so important to show them the phenomenal work that the state supports.
Ask me about my job.
So, Cory, what do you do?
What I do?
Yeah.
I work at McDonald's in Winter Park.
Wow,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Do you have the day off?
I did every day off.
Oh, you got the day off?
Yep, that's why I'm down here today.
That's awesome. This is work for Cory. This is great, Cory. Man, you're a phenomenal interviewer. For me, I appreciate you, Cory, for allowing me the opportunity to really tell people about the phenomenal work that technology can have, right? Technology has really allowed us to get the message out. I think before, as we've tried to tell people about the phenomenal work that's going on and the supports and the access they have. Without technology, that message has been dimmed. I think with technologies, with you doing interviews, with us being on camera, we're able to get that message out, and so many more people know about the phenomenal work that you do, Cory. And I think that's what's so important to me. You're an awesome interviewer. Yeah,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
awesome.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
It's great to be here with you today, Cory.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
I'm Hannah Beise, and I am interviewing Jeff Howe. What can we do to make sure everyone in our communities can get education and job opportunities and no one is left out?
Well, I think that we got to make sure that our employment opportunities are aware of all of the things that you folks can do. I think a lot of times you guys don't have the opportunity to actually get out and actually work and do the things that you're capable of doing in our society. So I think there's many times that you're not given the opportunity. So I think if we actually promote that to get you out and see what you can achieve, I think that's what we can do. We need to make sure that you get all the opportunities that are available.
We always need more caregiving staff in our homes and our jobs. What do you think can help this?
I think that we need to raise the wages for our PCAs so they can it's more of a career than just a job for just a short period of time, because right now the wages that we pay them just isn't enough for everything that they do. And so I think that's something that we need to look at and we need to take care of, and that falls on the legislature to make that happen.
Today is WACOSA's 60th anniversary. How have you seen WACOSA impact the community?
I tell you what I see, WACOSA does a lot of different things in the community. I see the vans all over the place. I've toured WACOSA and all the things that have taken place there. You've got a place that actually sells goods and clothing and stuff. You guys have made such an impact on the community. You go out, and I believe you still go out to different places and do work and all the rest of that stuff. There's just a ton of things that you guys do that WACOSA does to impact our community that most folks don't even know everything you do. And I think that's one thing you could do, is maybe make sure that the community knows everything that you're doing out there. And I don't think that gets publicized enough.
How do we make sure that services for people with disabilities stays on into the future?
I think what you're doing right now is part of that. You got to make sure that not only the legislature knows, but the public knows and demands that this continues, because without that knowledge, people just sometimes don't promote the right choices.
What can be done on the legislative level to help improve mental health services in our community?
Well, I think we need to provide some incentives for people to go into the career of mental health services, and because we don't have enough people out there doing that work. And I think that that's probably one of the things that the legislature can do, is make it an incentive for people to go into the mental health service role, and so we can provide more services. Because right now, there's a lack of available people to do that work. So I think we can provide more incentives as far as maybe educational incentives, so they don't have, the loan piece and many other things that we can do to maybe get them back into our roles and actually have them stay in Minnesota and provide those services to our citizens.
Thank you for the interview, Senator Howe.
How do you feel about today?
Today is so important. Our services are dependent upon the awareness that our representatives have about the importance of the support that we provide. We support our most vulnerable citizens at our homes. I work for a group home that supports adults with disabilities across the metro. And if people don't know who we are, if they're not aware of what we're doing and how important our supports are, that's not going to be reflected in the decisions that they make when they're called to make important decisions, especially about finances and how much resources we deserve to have.
Indeed. Is there anything specific that makes you want to do something more?
Yeah, so I worked for a residential provider for disabilities from 2008 to 2017, and then I took a break to go work for Ramsey County. But I came back to work in training. I train people to go work with folks with developmental disabilities, and I came back because the mission was so close to my heart. And when I came back, it was 2021, so we were still recovering from COVID. And the impact that I see that COVID took on these services has been so huge, and I just wish that there was more that I could do to bring quality services to the people that I support. But my influence ends at a certain point, and then it's got to be seen by the people who can make budgetary decisions for us.
I'm Cory Broda, and I am interviewing Representative Bernie Perryman. What can we do to make sure everyone in our community can get education and job opportunity and no one is left out?
Well, Cory, what I would say is the awareness of what programs and what organizations are out there to help everyone find the jobs. There are a lot of openings, but sometimes you just need tools in a toolkit to help you find what those jobs are, make it easy to apply for those jobs, and make it about our community, and that we fill those positions and it makes our community a lot healthier.
Okay. We always need more caregiving staff in our homes and at our jobs. What do you think can help this?
Caregiving is anybody, I believe. It can be me helping someone take their groceries out to the car. It can be just inviting a neighbor over that might be hurting. When I look at caregiving, I don't just think of it about someone that has an illness or needs help. I think of it that someone might just need a hug or need a prayer, and inviting those individuals into our networks and our businesses and our community, making them all feel like they're part of it, is part of the caregiving that we can give to all others.
Wow. And then we always need more Today is WACOSA's 60th anniversary. How have you seen WACOSA impact the community?
I've seen WACOSA impact the community through what they're doing. I spoke to you a little bit earlier. I have an individual from WACOSA that's been working for us for a year doing device repair, and he fits so well in with the team, and it's part of his day I think he enjoys. So that's part of your celebration of how many years. And they're at Chamber of Commerce for many years. You have services that you bring to organizations like Chamber of Commerce or United Way. But that celebration is about all the things WACOSA has accomplished and has done over those years that has touched so many people in St. Cloud, from professionals to non-professionals to just people who we are in St. Cloud.
And then what can be done on legislative level to help improve mental health service in our community?
We in the legislature have to find the funding to help individuals with whatever the issues might be, and that would be with your organization. We need to identify what's lacking in our community and then find the right funding and bring it to the community in those organizations and making us stronger where we need to be recognized.
How do we make sure that service for people with disabilities stays strong into the future?
Again, it kind of all goes back to our community can make a difference and make sure that we have individuals within our workforce, within our community with disabilities, and treat them as everything, as every one of our families. Everyone's the same, and at the end of the day, what I say is, it's not about what you do. It's not about disabilities. It's not about cancer victims. It's not what is affecting people, it's who we are inside. And we have to be the leaders inside first and be others focused. And that way, others focused and completely developed inside our own bodies of who we are will make the world go round.
And thank you for the interview.
Thank you, Cory, and thank you for coming to the state office building. I hope you have a wonderful time and that you can see that there's things that we can get done for our communities, especially with disabilities.
It really is awesome, and I'm having a really good time. This is my very first disability rights rally in like 2 years. It's really awesome advocating for disability rights. Invest in us! Nothing about us without us!
That's what I came here for, to understand the truth about stuff here, about people and all that.
What is the name and what is your message for today?
My name is, I am Dominic Zeman. I'm up here to learn, and I would like to help others that have disabilities and learn to be a leader to help disabilities. Really need money to help them to like a garden or to doing chores.
Thanks for watching this very special edition of WACOSA News. For more information about WACOSA programs and services, visit us at wacosa.org.